I thought family meant safety. Turns out it meant being useful until I was empty. I paid the bills, fixed the problems, carried everyone, and the moment I said no, they called me selfish. That's when I realized they didn't love me for who I was. They loved me for what I gave. I spent most of my life believing that family meant safety, that no matter how hard things got, the people who shared your blood wouldn't be the ones to drain you dry and then ask for more. I was wrong. I was a middle child, which in my family meant invisible but useful. My older brother was a pride, loud, confident, always celebrated. My younger sister was the baby, protected, excused, defended no matter what she did. I was the one who filled the gaps, the helper, the fixer, the one who didn't complain. When my parents struggled financially, I worked part-time through college and sent money home. When my brother failed his first business, I co-signed a loan because family helps family. When my sister needed a place to stay after a bad breakup, she moved into my apartment for what was supposed to be a few weeks. Those weeks turned into a year. I paid the rent. I covered groceries. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I was doing the right thing. Then my father fell ill. I was the one who drove him to appointments, who sat in hospital waiting rooms, who handled insurance paperwork. I missed work. I drained my savings. No one asked me to do it. It was simply expected. When I looked tired, my mother would say, "You're strong. You can handle it." When my father recovered, no one thanked me. Life just moved on, as if nothing had been taken. Then came the house. My parents decided to sell the family home and move closer to my sister. They asked me to help with renovations to increase the value. I spent months managing contractors, paying upfront costs with the promise I'd be reimbursed after the sale. The house sold. The money came in. I never saw a cent. When I asked about reimbursement, my mother looked offended. "Why are you being so transactional?" she said. "We raised you." That sentence changed something in me. After that, the request became more direct. My brother needed help again. My sister wanted support starting a new business. My parents hinted that I should give back more since I was doing okay. I wasn't doing okay. I was exhausted. I had no savings left. My life felt paused while everyone else moved forward using pieces of me. One evening, during a family dinner, my brother joked, "If we ever need anything, we know who to ask." Everyone laughed. I didn't. That night, I went home and looked at my bank account. I added up what I had given over the years: money, time, emotional labor. It wasn't just everything I had. It was everything I could become. So I stopped, not dramatically, not with a speech. I simply started saying no. No to loans. No to favors. No to last-minute emergencies that weren't really emergencies. The reaction was immediate. My sister accused me of being selfish. My brother said I'd changed. My mother cried and asked where she went wrong raising me. They acted like I owed them endless sacrifice, and my boundaries were betrayal. The final moment came when my parents asked me to take out another loan, this time in my name, for my brother's new venture. When I said no, my father sighed and said, "After all we've done for you." I looked at him and realized something quietly devastating. They truly believed they were the victims. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I just stood up, thanked them for dinner, and left. I reduced contact after that, not out of anger, but out of survival. Months later, my life looks different. Calmer, smaller. Mine. They still tell people I abandoned them, that I became cold, that success made me arrogant. I don't correct the story, because the truth is simple, even if it's hard to accept. They took everything I gave freely, then convinced themselves it was their right. And when I finally kept something for myself, they called it betrayal. Sometimes freedom doesn't come from revenge or confrontation. Sometimes it comes from realizing you don't owe people who only value you when you're empty.